Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Gomu Gomu no Talk podcast. Where this is a podcast where we talk all things, everything One Piece Straw Hat related. I'm your host, Lyle. I also go by Roboy Online. With me is my co-host, Austin.
What's up?
Say what's up, Austin. Say what's good.
What's up? What's up, lads? Welcome back again.
What's up? Yeah, welcome back to episode 17.
Yep.
17 of the pod, man. Oh my god, it's been great.
Yeah, we're
It's
Ian
been great.
this week.
I didn't know it was gonna last this long, but
hmm
17 is a good number. Oh wait, not in those reasons. I'm gonna take that back. But yeah, so yeah, like Austin said, this is a great week of One Piece. So this week on our agenda,
hmm
we got a manga chapter, chapter 1154 and an episode 1136. And dude, both chapters and episodes this week were fucking
Dude, they were goated.
cinema.
They were so
Cinema.
good. I
Yeah.
mean, we
And
kind of already knew since we did a spoiler video for the manga where we went over, I guess, the spoilers last week. But dude, it was actually better than what I thought.
yeah, yeah. It's very yeah. Yo, you there.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I'm
right
looking at
there.
you. I'm looking. That's
Yeah,
the guy. That's the guy. He's not subscribed.
yeah,
Hey,
definitely
I'm
not.
just saying, if you're watching this video and you made it to this far, make sure you guys subscribe, leave a comment, like the video.
hmm
Helps us out a lot.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, I guess that we can go straight. Yeah, we can go straight into this chapter 1154. One Piece.
hmm
The title is "Can't Even Die" with an Yamato cover story.
Yes.
Volume 38, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Go pay respects at the grave of the hero born in the West Blue and raised in Ringo.
Yeah. Do you have any
And
idea
yeah,
who that is? I saw a bunch of people
mm,
like talk about who this could be because I wasn't too sure because when I saw it, um, like a few came to my mind. Like I know a lot of people think like maybe like Ryuma, especially since it has to do with the
no.
Ringo, like raised in Ringo. Oh no no, oh wait, born in
I,
West Blue and raised in Ringo. My bad.
no, I was gonna say because
Yeah,
I thought it was Ryuma at first too, but then there I don't think
he's not
that
born in
Ryuma
West
was born
Blue,
in
but he
West.
did
So I don't
travel
know who
abroad after. So yeah,
I don't know
I'm
who it
actually.
could have been, but yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see. I mean, this is pretty cool. I actually like this one. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I really like the
Yeah,
scenery.
this
But other
one
than that, man, I'm
aesthetically
tired.
is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. But again, we're still waiting for how long we got more into this. So I thank you, Oda, for another another Yamato cover story. So
Yeah.
we're actually gonna get straight into after that, we're gonna go now into the chapter where it starts off with the Charlotte Linlin incident,
Mhm.
where we uncovered this at first during her backstory. So it says 63 years ago. So this is 63 years from the present, right?
Yeah.
Linlin did the whole thing where she ate everyone, got the her devil fruit, and fucked up everyone in the giant village.
Mhm.
Like legit, like fucked up our boy Joe Rule, not to be confused with Ja Rule. Destroyed the entire giant village, and later that year, that same year, the Elbaf was afflicted with a famine and a bunch of natural disasters, like going on, like storms, like I guess a blizzard, like all this kind of stuff that you'll see,
Mhm.
and for that it resulted in just a great famine. Like there's people that couldn't eat. All the crops got fucked up. The fishing halls were messed up, so they really didn't have any food supply. And this whole time, you know, Astrid is still going off on our boy
Bro.
Loki.
Yeah, she's like,
He
I
says
warned
it's your
you.
fault.
I warned you all
It's
about
your.
this.
I told all y'all. I told this is his fault, and it's very sad, man. And
Mhm.
whoever the guard is like, it's a coinky dink.
Yeah.
It is what it
Like
is.
it's just a
No, man,
baby.
she don't want to hear that.
Mhm.
She don't want to hear that, and she said like, oh, like, and then Elizabeth Loki's like trying to like, hey, and she said, fuck that, dude, get the fuck out of here, just yeets him, not yeets him, but like, you know,
Yeah, she doesn't
just
want
like,
him anywhere near her. It's sad.
yeah, it's
But
very sad, and it's
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
a
but I
big
can
ass
understand
baby.
though, because it seems like you could see every like all the giants in the rest of Elbaf, they're just down bad, like literally starving. I think the next panel is just like
Yeah.
you just see all like the families crying because there's just like no more food left, and you can see how kind of like the giants are getting a little unruly. You know, the hunger is starting to get to them, and I think the more hungry they are, the more they're starting to really believe into this the idea of that like Loki's curse. um
Yeah.
because right after you can see they're starting to talk about it. It's like because of the prince, it's, what's it called, yeah, they said like the prince is cursed or something, and
Yeah.
eventually one pulls up to the castle, you know. Well, not to Loki, which I thought was kind of weird. They didn't go to Loki, even though Loki's the cursed one. They went to they targeted Hadruden, you know. And I think
Yeah.
the way he
He
says is like, you must be a sacrifice to because of to get rid of Loki's curse, which to me doesn't make any sense, you know.
yeah.
Um,
So it's like, but the thing is, like, in times of desperation, people are just gonna just revert back to just their instincts. Like, how are we gonna survive?
yeah, and I guess the
And
people of Elbaf, the giants, aren't the smartest people. You know, these guys are warriors at the end of the day.
yeah. They even said it. It's like the first thing they're doing, like, oh, should we just go raiding? Right. That's what
Mm,
we did. We did that. We took from humans. We might as well just do it to one another. Like, why not?
yeah.
It's like it's just like, why shouldn't we? And it's like, everyone's getting so desperate, and it's like it's the guy that pulls up on both Ida, I think it's Ida or Ida,
Yeah.
both Ida and Hajrudin decide to attack her. And like, Hajrudin's like, don't touch my mom, and this is like when, like, our boy Harold just pulls up and just fucking whams his ass to the floor. It reminds me of when, like, Luffy, like, punched what's his face, the
Bellamy.
sling fruit guy. He
Yeah.
looks like that, right? And I'm just, he has
Yeah.
the same
No,
stance.
this reminded me of during what was it? Dressrosa, when the guy hits the celestial dragon, or after at the reverie where he kicks the celestial dragon because he's trying to take the fishman
Shiroshi.
prince. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
He flans this guy, like absolutely flans this giant.
Yeah.
But
And it's like,
mhm.
but like, Hajruden's like, I don't even think he's like mad. He's just like, he's disappointed, but it's like he kind of sees, like, at least, like, he didn't really say particular, but like, I can think, like, I think he's like reasonable enough to, like, level head enough to know, like, these guys are desperate. It's like,
Mhm.
and he explains to them that, like, he's been heard what's going on, and right when he heard the story about how everything's going downhill, he goes to all the countries that he has good relations with, and they loaded up, and they actually helped them, like,
Mhm.
the load up ships just full of food for these big ass motherfucking giants. You seen how big Loki is, man?
I know.
That's a big ass baby. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's an ancient giant baby, but I'm just like, these are big motherfuckers. So it's like there's just ships full of just fucking
Who like
food,
packed with food.
and this is the fruits of the labor of Harold's, not conquest, his, like, mission to just,
Yeah.
like,
His
spread
diplomacy.
relations.
Yeah.
Yeah, his diplomacy. And he does, like, oh man, he he's a great leader. Like, he does this whole, like, he has this, like, little monologue where he's, let's be grateful for their aid, let us savor the food they brought to us, and when they in turn need our help, let us give it freely. The world we've lived in is so much smaller than the real thing. And I'm
He's
just,
spitting here. Yeah, you could
Harold
see
is,
Harold is actually a good king. I could see why
is
people remember him so fondly now. You know,
yeah,
because this guy actually, after seeing this and like what he actually does as a king, like this is what, you know, I guess a king of a nation or of a country should really be doing. Is like you can
yeah,
see how much he's actually, and even afterwards, like you can see how much he's like kind of like given up to do all these things. You know, it says like right after that, it reveals that Queen Estrid actually passed away right before he came back. But you know, he kind of has to give up on, you know, his own family and like what's going on in his own country to kind of create these relations with other countries and do all this like diplomatic stuff.
Yeah.
And I love this little panel right after when he's just holding up little baby Loki.
I think
It's
this
actually so
panel
cute.
this panel is so funny because Loki just has like a smug ass face.
Yeah.
He's not smug, he's just like kind of frowning.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, it's so funny to me. I know it's so sad because this at this point, like Loki, like it literally says that like in the next panel, like in the next thing is, just a few months old, Loki's abandoned any hope for like, love, and it's just like
Hmm.
it's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's just so sad, but like it's so funny. I don't know. It is crazy, but
I know what you because I think it's
uh,
so funny the way he's just holding him, and it's Loki's just like no reaction whatsoever. And
yeah,
but right after we can see, obviously he continues his diplomatic whatever, kingly duties. And I like that it just shows that Ida opens a bar in the underworld. It's nice seeing that she's just living her life with Hadrian.
dude, I'm telling you, bro. This is the same bar, dude. The same bar we see in the beginning of not the beginning of Elbaf, but like when Shanks left the bar to go fight Kid.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure this is the same one. It
Yeah,
looks
we
like
might
it.
have to look into that, but I think it actually is now. Looking at
Yeah,
it,
it's pretty cool.
I could see it.
But like, man, like, before we even get to see that, like, we see Loki gets like more abused, right? Because since Harold's so busy trying to do his diplomacy, like trying to like build ties with other nations,
Hmm.
um, Loki has no other place to go and just has to go spend time with his uncle or
Yeah.
Esther's older brother, and like first thing he says is like horror thing. That's the first thing we see, or it's the only thing we see, I guess, actually. But like horror thing, so we know like he's just probably abusing him. We see it later too, of how
Hmm.
much he badmouths him.
Oh yeah.
It's like very sad, and it's like it's such a big contrast to like how Hajrudin is like living,
Yeah.
like right. Hajrudin is supposed to be this bastard child,
Hmm. And you
like
would think
born
that the
out of
bastard child is treated way worse, but
poorly. Yeah,
yeah.
but he's got a good mom, good
Hmm.
support system. Everyone loves, and you see later in the chapter, everyone loves him.
Hmm.
He's kind of carrying a chip in his shoulder just because he's Harold's son, but
Yeah.
it's like he's living his life a lot better than
Hmm.
Loki.
And to kind of build off
Everyone
what you said,
hates
like
Loki.
like after Queen Esther died, I think that really made the people of Elbath even like believe in the curse even more, because I think
Yeah,
even the uncle like kind of blames him for I guess his sister's death.
yeah, and it's like so weird that like I think it's crazy. I mean, I guess it's a fiction story, right? But it's like everyone actually believed this shit. I guess
I guess the timing
like
didn't
we see
help that
Loki's
he was
the
born and
timing.
then literally famine hit the country.
I mean, like, did the country know about her Loki's eyes? You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm,
is it just something like he was in the castle, but she kept saying it, so everyone heard about it. Like, we don't know why he's a
hmm.
curse. The princess is just, or the queen's just saying it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That's like I feel like now I'm like just thinking about it too hard. But so this next page, this next two panels
Hmm.
are like the big ones that a lot of people like been Loki kind of talking about.
Yeah.
First
There's
they
a
talk
lot of
about
conversation
Harold.
about these. Hmm.
Yeah, Harold now talks about his visit at the Reverie. Talk about someone getting murdered, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like okay, he said, I asked the fellow royal to help me slip inside as a soldier, but in the end, the council would not hear me out. So I think that person,
Hmm.
the royal, I think that might have been that. No, I don't know if that could have been Zebek because because he was considered royal at the time, right? It's like
Yeah.
because he was the king of Hachinosu.
Hmm.
So I don't know like the exact specifics of it, but I think that murder that he was talking about was the Navy admiral.
Yes. Yeah. I believe that is true. I'm not so
Yeah.
sure
So
exactly who the royal was, but it seems like he had good relations with other countries and with other royals. So that could
yeah.
have been anybody. But
And the
Yeah, this
The next one,
conversation, yeah,
the next one
is
is talking about the Gali Law ban. So there
mhm,
was like some translation oopsie daisies going on
yeah.
from the fan scans. So like everyone thought like there was a chance it could have been the same Gali Law company that like those in Water 7 that might have been related to these guys. I mean, it could still be related, but I'm very glad that like it's kind of
It's like a different name,
what's
kind of.
it's a different name that it's kind of cleared out. So maybe
Mhm,
the Godly Law and Water 7 knew something about it when they first
yeah.
originally named themselves.
They're probably
I
just
don't
based
know.
off of this, if anything, you know, or maybe
Yeah,
they had to translate. They read the scans too, you know.
yeah. Um, and they said Ja Rule says that they've been captured, right? And they sent a letter to Elba after, oh, we've been captured, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And I still like to hold. There's a theory going on that like maybe they're in Marriage Wall right now, making ancient weapons for the
For the government.
what's it called, for the government, and because these guys
Yeah.
are supposed to be like crazy good shipwrights,
Hmm.
you know, and the best, like, I guess, like, and giants are supposed to be known for their amazing sailing, and I assume if you're really good at sailing you must have like you must be like gifted shipwrights, right? There's
Yeah.
also like the country that has like what's the atom tree and
Atoms.
all this
Yeah,
stuff,
atom wood or whatever.
and it's Adam
Hmm.
Wood, and it's like these guys are supposed to be masters of this shit, right?
Hmm.
And like if they're supposed to be like the Nordic equivalency to what, like, you know, in real life, and we know those guys to be amazing sailors. It's like I just think Marriage just has them just locked. They're just locked up in Marriage, just building shit for the elders, all right,
Yeah. I
or Emu, I guess, in this sense, the world government.
Yeah, I actually think that's a really good theory, especially with the conversation afterwards, because I think Harold asked Ja Rule's like, do you think like the government captured them? And he doesn't say yes or no, but he heavily implies, he says like it's clear that we had a great enemy at some point in the distant past, you know, but obviously all that history is like kind of lost now. And then he even talks about how like, you know, Harold tried to talk to them at the reverie, but couldn't win them over, and he says like your failure to win them over might not be your fault. And obviously this also comes right after his like conversation of like it seems like Elbath and the world government had some you know might have been enemies in the past, you know. And then Harold just says some ancient and midi, and I can
Midi,
never pronounce this word.
yeah.
um and then he mentions about how he heard Ja Rule mentions how he heard the stories about like a ancient or an army of giants put in ice somewhere in the world, you know. um in which I know that this is a big thing that people are talking about. I think they were talking about specifically scenes or panels from was it Impel Down
It's
or
Punk
or
Hazard.
or Punk Hazard? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get this mixed up, but I keep seeing that picture around, and
Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
that's
it's like
what
the
was
frozen. It's like the frozen wall with like I think that panel in particular, there was the one with Chopper. We could put it up
mm-hmm.
too, but it's like the one with Chopper is like screaming like, "What the fuck?" You see like his kung
Yeah.
fu thing, I think. Yeah, yeah. It's I've seen that. Why the fuck would it be in Punk Hazard of all places? I don't know, but
Hmm.
we'll see. I do think that's a pretty strong one too. But I just, man, I can't wait to see this
Hmm.
because I like I remember someone mentioned this in a One Piece video recently. And it's like I feel like Oda definitely doesn't like just add these random tidbits for no reason,
Oh
right? Like they're
yeah.
like, as in like, especially if it's something this big and like taking this amount of pages, it has to be linked to something crazy that we're gonna see later on. That's gonna be very important to the story. So,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
shit, bro.
No,
I don't
Oda definitely
fucking
doesn't,
know.
especially with how much we're kind of like he's been talking about it. He's definitely been hinting a lot about like these little details and kind of building this up. So I'm definitely really interested in seeing like how this plays off.
So the next one, we'll see is we're back to Loki's life, right?
Yeah.
This the regent, or also known as Loki's uncle, Estrid's brother. It goes back to what I was saying, that he was this. mentally abusing him or verbally abusing him, physically maybe,
Oh
because
yeah.
he's still in that camp of like, yeah, Loki's a fucked him, fucked everybody up. He's the first thing he says, "Oh, Prince Loki, oh my killer, my beloved sister. Let's see what rotten scrap shall I feed you today." And then like the next one is like, "Oh, the lucky horse is dead." And then the next one, oh, the regent's dead. He fell down in
Yeah.
the underworld, maybe. Dude, I don't know. The Loki push him off
Well,
or something.
I think that I could believe that, especially when you see it's like you see three panels of him and he's you can see he's kind of like growing up in these three panels, and he's frowning in the first two, and then when it says like the regent's dead and got pushed under, it's almost like he kind of has a smirk. I don't know if you can see it, but it
Yeah,
almost
it
looks
looks
like
like a
he's
little
smirking a
smirk.
little bit, which leads me to believe that he has something to do with this. But again, who knows?
But all I'm saying is, man, the fucking horse is dead, bro.
I know,
That was a
unlucky.
big ass horse. That's a big motherfucking horse, man.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, man, like it goes to like what you were saying earlier, like how much Harold is loved, and it's like this next panel, it just it it, it lives through that. Like, is it? They're like saying, like Harold was just what's it called? He's giving this speech about like having his dream to be connecting every country and for the Giants to be able to live everywhere. And then everyone's like, "You're the best."
Mhm.
I don't even remember, like I can scarcely remember how he used to be, but now he's just the king of the ages.
Yeah.
And then like these people were like, I think that's Loki. That's like, oh, like why do you look so pleased? You're not the king's real son, Loki. Oh no, that's the one of the cards.
Yeah, it's talking to
Prince.
Hadrian. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just a bastard. And I'm like,
Hmm.
dude.
I know.
Like Loki has this big ass smirk in his face, and
I
then
know. He's
like
up to no good.
and that was such a good, and then out of nowhere you see Loki pulling up with all these fucking beasts, man. It's just like he's just like, oh, this is this is Elbaf, land of the mighty, the weak don't deserve to live. And he runs amok. And this is like why, like, this is when we first like see
Mhm.
all the shit Hasrudin was saying, or like the other giants were saying how like Loki used to just bully these motherfuckers
Oh yeah.
like nonstop. Just
Mhm.
like the kid was a menace, you know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
And
Like
I, and
Black Air
I
Force energy.
yeah, I really like how he uses his weapon when he's a kid is the I forgot what they call it, but it's the same exact weapon that Kaido uses. It's like that blunt hammer with spikes.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a sucker for really cool weapons, but obviously I think his weapon right now is way cooler. But yeah, you could see this guy is just a complete menace, especially towards Hadrian, and it kind of goes against what his father's doing, like trying to build up Elbaf and create these good relations, because he's just kind of like trying to wreck the entire village, and we get this confrontation between Hadrian and Loki, where Hadrian is just like, bro, like why are you trying to mess up, the village that dad worked so hard to rebuild, and then Loki
Yeah.
kind of just I don't even know, I guess like bitches him here, he kind of just smacks him in the head, and he's just like,
Because
go
I'm
over
the
talk
king,
back to
baby.
me. He's like, I'm the prince. And again, it goes back to the fact that Hadrian's the bastard in the family. um
Dude. But you know what I love about this is like is the parallel to what like Ida was saying to what's his face Harold. It's like he's like when Hasrudin tells him like, don't think you're special just because you're big.
mhm.
And it's like real shit, man. Just because you 6'7", no, I'm kidding. But
Yeah.
like just because you big as hell, why the fuck you doing this shit? And
Mhm.
like you said, I don't want to hear Bow. You know what I mean? Shut your bitch ass up, and it just yeets his ass.
Yeah.
And that's when you know, uh, we see Road and Gerd. Gerd first goes to him to help Hasrudin, and Road's like, "Oh no, don't do that, dude.
Like
We
he's
don't
gonna
want
hit
to. We don't
us.
want to think. We don't want them to think that he's friends. They're friends. Like, oh yeah, I am friends with them, motherfucker." And then that's when they help him. Loki
Mhm.
walks away with this like big ass smile, trying to act cool and shit, trying to act nonchalant.
Mhm.
He's just a loser, blah blah blah. And the guards want to take him away, but we see like that shit is all just an act because yeah, like at the end of the day, like he sees that they, even though like Pajrudin might not be the real prince or whatever, he's weaker than Loki. He has
Mhm.
something that he doesn't have, and it's just friends.
Yeah.
The narrator again spitting, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But no matter how much he harmed and destroyed, Loki could never fill the hole at the center of his being. And this is
Hmm.
when he falls to the underworld,
And he's just
and we see the
crying.
title of
Yeah.
the chapter, I Can't Even Die. This
Hmm.
is some like this is sad as fuck, man.
I
I actually
know.
feel for this motherfucker, bro.
No,
He
I
can't even
completely
die.
agree. And I mean, you could see he's acting out, but honestly, after seeing this, I'm like, yo, kind of valid, you know? Like you could just see how alone he is. Because
Dude,
again, I think we know that he only really interacts with I guess the beasts in the underworld, you know? Like he really has nobody. And seeing that Hadrian has all these friends and support, like it just really shows like how lonely he is in this world.
man, you know what? I can't wait for Loki's "I want to live" moment.
Yeah.
He's gonna have it, man, and it's gonna
It's
be
coming up.
"I want to live," and it's just "I want to go out to the sea with you,"
Hmm.
and but he's I feel like he's definitely gonna have like a big moment
Oh yeah.
similar to that, right? But like I feel like right now Loki puts on this bravado that like, oh, it's y'all don't know nothing about me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he like no one really actually knows how he feels. Like
Yeah.
because the only people like he doesn't really talk to like no one he doesn't talk to anybody about this shit, but
Hmm.
the other giants think he's just a menace. There's
Yeah.
no reason why we should let him out. Luffy has a good knack of just seeing people like for who they really are,
Hmm.
and like the fact that he wants to free Loki, like he sees that maybe this guy's not so bad after all,
Yeah.
and I feel like we'll we'll get a moment where he becomes most vulnerable with the Straw Hats or the people, and you get that Zoro smile where and then like everyone's like tipping their hat and shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
like
exactly
that.
what you're talking about.
I can't wait to see that. Then the next panel, the next page is the shit everybody is fucking talking about right now.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Um,
So right after this, we see, again, Loki's on the floor crying. There's a mountain in the background, and it just gets completely sliced. And then we see some people pulling up on Loki, young Loki, and we see it's Shiki. We see Whitebeard, I believe Stussy, and then we know. I mean, this is the biggest thing that dropped in this chapter. Obviously, we talked about last week, but it's Rox D Zebek, and he
yes,
walks up to
sir.
Loki and he's like, I'm gonna ask you two questions, and he's like, and I want you to say yes to both of them. And he asks, what's it called? Question one is this Elbaf, the land of the giants? And then question two is Harold here? And the narrator spin here. The way they introduced him was like, this is the man who Harold met 8 years earlier at the Reverie. He killed a Navy headquarters admiral and fled, and now the government has placed like a bounty on his head. And we can see that underneath his name says future captain of the Rocks Pirates, father of Blackbeard, and we get to see his face, and his hair, and he looks
The
exactly like
hair,
Blackbeard and Buggy.
you dude. So that's something I want to talk about later, you
Hmm.
know. But yeah, this is we finally get to see Zebek's face.
Hmm.
And I think there's about almost 200 chapters. I think it's like 150, 190 something chapters
Yeah.
since the the, the silhouette drop,
Hmm.
and this has been a long time coming. It does confirm one of the more popular theories about Zebek is his relation to Blackbeard.
Hmm.
Um, you know, so we get to know that, and then there's like a lot of questions now that needs to be answered. This this
Yes.
this closes some doors, and now a few things need some answering.
And it opens some
For
more
one,
doors.
I want to talk about what you because you said it first.
Hmm.
The Buggy the Rock's debuggy theory, because
Yeah.
I'm a big I
Well, I was a
love
big
this.
believer of that theory.
I'm a big so at first I thought I talked about it in our group chat today that or I think the other day and maybe Zebek was the buggy of I thought it'd been funny if Zebek was the buggy of the past generation where like how like he looked into this strong ass crew with Whitebeard, Shiki,
Mhm.
Kaido and all and them um, and he's just basically just a figurehead, like the same way we like, because nobody really at that point we didn't even know how strong Zebek is.
Mhm.
We just it's like the same way if like we never knew how much if how much if Buggy was a bitch.
Yeah.
I think it's the same way we see Zebek, but okay, now it's confirmed. Okay, Zebek's a problem.
Yeah, this guy's
We
a
look at him.
menace.
This guy's a fucking menace, and I read a little bit of the spoilers for the next one,
Yeah,
and
we
this
could.
motherfucker's a menace.
Yeah, we could. If you want
So
to say, you can.
yeah,
I'll take
I mean,
anybody involved.
yeah, this motherfucker's a menace, bro, and it's crazy as fuck. Cause so now there's a theory going on that Buggy is his son. It could be Zebek's second son.
Hmm.
It could. I can see it. Like I think the biggest thing is that the face shot we get of Zebek
Yeah.
um it shows different sides, right? Like one
Yeah.
with like with the big eye one, and they were saying how the big one I think is similar to how Luffy, like not Luffy, Buggy
Blackbeard. Or
looks.
yes. Yeah. And then the other
I guess
side
our
is looks
left,
like
yeah,
Blackbeard, right?
yeah. So his right side of his face looks like Buggy, and the left side could be similar to what Luffy, not Luffy, fucking Blackbeard looks like, and I can see it, man.
Hmm.
The one thing I do too is I gotta know what color Zebek's hair is because it's a white hair. It could be anything. It could be blonde. It could be just white, gray. It could be blue, like our boy Buggy.
Yeah, I saw a lot of
Which that
pictures
would be
recently
fucking
of people
crazy.
coloring it blue and black.
That would be
So
crazy.
that would be crazy. But and I guess the other thing, like everyone on the internet was going crazy about the this one theory about how he has the like Law's fruit, the was it the OPOP the OPOP fruit, dude? Because of like his hand sign, but like again, I feel like that one was just people really reaching, especially at this point. Because again, if you look at the panel, like he has his hands out and he has it's very similar to like the way Law does his I guess like his hand movements, but again, I feel like it really goes into what he was saying about how he has two questions and he points out his
Two
fingers like
questions,
the
yeah.
two. So like I felt like everyone was talking about it, but for me, I just didn't really. I'm not really buying into it too much, you know.
No, not at all. No, I didn't think about it. I see it, especially with like the soul the mountain getting sliced.
Hmm.
But in the it's not. I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah,
But
but even with the mountain getting sliced, I saw people saying that he has the chop fruit, like Buggy's old devil fruit, you know.
I would. I mean, that could be an unknown thing about the chop chop shoe where he could chop other things.
Yeah, which I mean
That'd be
that would
pretty
make
fucking.
sense, right?
The awakened chop chop fruit.
Yeah, where he could just chop stuff up. But I mean, I also know
That's
like
just
from the
basically
next
what Law
chapter
does.
that
Law.
yeah, this guy also is a swordsman, you know.
Yeah.
So it
Do
could
you
have
can
been
you see a
anybody.
sword from
No,
this point of view?
I don't think we can. I don't think it's
Okay.
shown, but
But
I did read it in the spoilers.
yeah, dude. I wrote down a few questions.
Hmm.
Another thing as well is okay. So why does why does he want to see Harold? Do you think? Because
Hmm.
I think so. At this point, I think the rocks parts has just been established, right?
Yeah.
After just shortly after the reverie, and I think the most obvious one is he wants Harold to join his crew.
Hmm.
And I wanted to pick your brain a little bit. Do you think that like there's other reasons why he wanted to see Harold, other than
Hmm.
just no? He just wanted Harold to join his crew. I think that's just the most.
Yeah, because
of
I
the
was
names that you
under the
can think of.
impression that he most likely wanted Harold to join his crew because especially we know Harold is really strong and that this guy obviously his crew we know now is like had the most OP people, you know. So it would make sense that he was trying to kind of like get him on his crew somehow or something, you know.
Yeah.
Either that or it's talk maybe he wanted to know something about the Giants and I guess their relationship with the world government, you know. Because again, uh actually this might be going into the spoilers for next chapter, but
Let's leave it at that, man.
yeah, we have to leave it at
We'll
that.
leave it. Let's leave
Yeah.
it at that.
What
But
were your other questions?
I guess we talked about the Blackbeard. Oh yeah, the Blackbeard father thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about it in those previous one, right? But like, there's people on. I was looking at Reddit to see the discussions to see if there's any questions we want to discuss. And
Mm-hmm.
someone was saying there has to be Blackbeard shouldn't have couldn't have known, right? You think there's like, yeah, he. I think it's very obvious that he knows. So
Yeah.
there's the fact that he has the saber Zebek, right? That's the name of the ship, and he's
Yeah.
doing exactly what Zebek was doing before he was a wanted man, which
Yeah.
was King of Hachinosu. Um, but like, how do you think he found out about his father? Because Zebek was supposed to be erased from history.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think like and I think Zebek was not Zebek. I think Teach was about like maybe 8 or 9, maybe a little younger when he joined Whitebeard's crew. Like, do you think there's a chance that um Zebek Zebek's baby mama loved him so much, and just like just what's it called? Like told Teach about everything, you know what I mean? But wasn't it when like when he went up to Whitebeard, he's like, oh, I'm like, I don't have parents or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really too sure. I know he begged him to join the crew, but
Yeah. But I thought
I
when he
don't
was
know.
like begging him saying like he has no parents, like I mean I guess that is like true at the time, but it was more of him just trying to like get pity from like Whitebeard to like get him to get him to be accepted into the Whitebeard crew. But I
Yeah.
could also see again like there's no way Whitebeard didn't know, right? Like this guy looks
That's a good
exactly
coincidence.
like him, you know.
But
I
we don't but nobody knows what Zebek's like a lot of people 95% of the verse doesn't even know who Zebek is. That's the thing.
I know, but
It's like
Whitebeard definitely
who
does.
yeah, but Whitebeard I don't think Whitebeard told him though.
I just saw that people were saying like, yo, like they pulled like a Naruto where like nobody's gonna tell this guy who his father was, you know? Um,
But the difference is Zebek is erased from history,
yeah, that is
right?
true.
They know like it's like Zebek is erased from history. So Zebek's reign was supposedly from the reverie, like his in his notoriety
Mm-hmm.
till the God Valley incident.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had the timelines correct in my
Yeah, I don't
head,
have the
you know,
timelines
but it's like after he died, after Zebek died, he was just
erased.
sorry, I burped a little bit. Erased from history. So up to this point, like yeah, people really didn't probably like don't even remember who the fuck he was, or like it's just so far in their head that like his face you don't even remember anything. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's like, but what else? It's I don't know. It's just it's got to be just a well kept secret hidden, but like. But as it goes to the thing, like how the fuck did Blackbeard find out, or Whitebeard definitely knew, right? But do you think he might
Mm-hmm.
have told him? I don't think Whitebeard would have told him. I think Whitebeard would have probably just waited for Teach to tell him, and maybe there was a point where Teach told him.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Hmm.
knows?
Who
Um,
knows? I saw. I'm trying to think. Do you? Actually, I'm not too sure. Yeah, that's an
okay.
interesting thing that I think right now is just like there's just no answers to it, and I didn't really look into too many theories on that online. Well, I didn't really see any really convincing ones either. But
So
again, I feel like he might have just known, you know,
he
does
might
he
have
got
just
a birth
known.
certificate or something?
And I also like the thing too is Marshall D has to
Mhm.
be his mother's name.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he
Or
probably
maybe
it
he
was
made
very
it
similar
up,
to like Ace, or unless he made it up, he might have just taken like his mother's name, or that just might be a
but
completely fake name.
might just be a completely fake name. But well, dude, there's so many D-Clan members. I'm just, it's
Hmm.
crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy, crazy, crazy. Another one I wanted to ask is like, espe- how strong do you think this guy is? Like Zebek, dude. There's
I
no
mean,
one there's no one who's just natty killed an admiral in the
I
story
mean,
up to this point.
I feel like this confirms it. This guy's a menace. Like he pulled up to the reverie and kills an admiral. You know,
Because like
um,
when
like
when 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 Sakazuki and when Kazan and Sakazuki was fighting each other, right?
mhm.
How long did they fight? Like 5 days or 10 days?
I think it was like 10 days. Yeah,
Dude, Zabek just pulls up and kills him.
that's what I'm
He's
saying. Like
killing
this
like
this guy's
like
an
these are
absolute menace. And I mean, looking at the people on his crew, like I would think that all these guys could fight admirals. You know what I mean? Like, and
and
these are his
they're
underlings.
yeah.
so
This
so
guy's
so like
crazy.
it's basically confirmed that this guy's a menace. But one theory I wanted to bring up was like people saying that like he might have been the previous user of like the dark fruit, that Teach currently has. I thought that was an interesting idea, because I mean we know like that fruit is OP, you know, it's completely busted,
Yeah,
and we know
yeah.
that obviously Rox is, dude, this guy is absolutely OP, and especially against devil fruit users who, like, we know all the admirals are devil fruit users, like the dark fruit is like completely busted, like it makes them almost like useless. So I'm really curious as to if he had a fruit or not, and if he did, like, what is it?
Yeah.
But I guess
Uh,
that's like pretty much the chapter, right?
yeah, it's crazy fucking chapter. You want to get into ratings,
Yeah,
or do
here.
you want to? Is there something?
No, let's get into ratings. What did you give it?
Um, a 9.5
Okay.
or a 10. I mean, I love this chapter, man. Because, dude, I might be like a low 9.5 to a 10 because
Hmm.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, there's everything I could ever want in this chapter. The only thing I probably didn't have is just the fighting, but fuck that. Like, it's like we get so much story. It's just
Yeah.
like we get more of we get like the tie-in from the Linlin incident, like the Big Mom shit. Sorry, to the giant struggle, to Hajruden's like prominence to becoming like, this great leader, to Loki, like his sad backstory. We get to see more, which they're probably gonna go more into. um, then we see Rox's these Abex reveal. We
Hmm.
see we see more theories coming up with the Galila and the army of giants.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that like is going on. It's just like a big lore chapter. There's
Oh
just
yeah.
really just no other ways to put it. It's just like all these things I've talked about, and we've been talking about this chapter for about like 40 minutes now, and
I
it's
know.
like, for our channel, it's like it's usually pretty like at this point we're probably halfway through talking about the episode. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know.
And there's like so many theories that like are starting to come up too. And there's theories have been solved. It's great, man. This might be a 10 out of 10. I really like this chapter.
Hmm.
I loved it.
No. I mean, I completely agree with everything you said. I gave this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Again, I thought, again, heavy lore chapter, but I also thought that it had a lot of dialogue, but specifically the dialogue between Job Rule and Harold. I actually really enjoyed these like 2 to 3 pages of dialogue. I thought that everything they said had a lot of detail, um, and brought up a lot of good questions. Also, like a lot of theories came from even like just these 2 pages alone of them just talking to each other. And then obviously the way the chapter ends, I was like, absolute cinema, like I was not expecting, like, the last thing I was expecting was the Rock's face reveal,
yeah.
from Harold's,
I
again, like more Harold backstory. Yeah,
I,
I was shook.
I was ready. I was ready for more Zebek like outlines, or what is it called, silhouettes, where he's just like
Mhm.
telling like Arjun, haha, like, yeah, fuck you, little kid. And then the motherfucker, you're not joining my crew. So
Yeah.
like, eh, man, and you know what too? I can't wait to see. I hope they show more Loki and Zebek interactions.
Hmm.
I really like want to know more than just the little panel we got of like them, like, the same way like why he as in Luffy loves Shanks so much, the same like why does Loki admire Harold's I mean, Zebek so much?
Hmm.
Maybe because of just his strength or what? Like,
Yeah.
I think like I don't think Zebek was a bad guy. I don't know. He looks like a fucking menace.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
Looking at this guy, yo, he actually might be a bad guy.
I don't know, dude. There has to be a reason why Loki loves this man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I could see that, and that just actually brought back like a memory because we know previously Loki tried to join Zebek's crew, and there was like a little bit of dialogue between Whitebeard saying like, "Did you really have to use a sword against the kid?" And I know that
Yeah.
like I kind of spoiled it saying that I know that he's a sword user, but I just like remember that Whitebeard did mention that before, um that he did use a sword against Loki. But
Yeah.
no, this guy's an absolute menace. Like, I mean, I feel like this confirms it, Like killing a an admiral at the reverie is just kind of it's unheard of. But
All right. So
yeah.
we can get let's move on. We can get into the next really good episode is episode 11. Oh, hold on a second. Let me
Yeah.
open it up just to see.
1136.
11:36.
Kuma's life. And this is actually the last episode of Kuma's backstory. So this wraps everything up. We I think we've had it's probably been around 5 episodes, I want to say total, including this one, or 4 or 5 before this. Um, but yeah, this is the last of the Kuma backstory, and I just liked how it started off, like even before the title screen of Kuma explaining to again young Bonnie how Nika is his hero.
Dude.
And we can see like the way the episode starts off is Bonnie is she's a full blown pirate now, and she's just trying to find Kuma. She pulls up to an island
So
because they heard that Kuma's there, and you can see that she is still just looking for Kuma, and Kuma is actually on this island, but again, he knows he cannot make contact with her. He's just hiding, and he's just like, I'm sorry, but I just cannot see you, as he like again just disappears.
I think it's so funny just like thinking like these guys are like, oh yeah, we're pirates now, and these guys are just like villagers from the fucking from the village.
Yeah.
So wasn't it the village again called? I just think off the top of my head.
I
But
already
Sorbet
forgot.
Kingdom.
Yeah, Sorbet
Sorbet
Kingdom.
Kingdom. These guys are just and I love that, dude. I remember I texted you this before this episode, like before well, after finishing watching this episode, I was like, dude, this is a beautiful fucking episode because
Hmm.
it it just like not even just like like story wise, it is a very cool like animated episode. Like the way the boat is like moving through the water,
Hmm.
her like what was the attack called where she hits the stick with
Oh,
to the Marines. You know what I'm talking
yeah, I
I
know
forgot
exactly
the name.
what you're talking about, but I forgot the
And
name of
the
it.
way it the way they hit the soldiers and like the little animation comes up
Hmm.
is very well done. And it's so sad because Akuma's like, yeah, I can't, we can't meet, bruh.
Hmm. But he's
It's
watching,
and he's just like, he's yeah. Oh, it's called Age Skewer. I remember. Yeah, it's called
Yes.
Age Skewer.
Hmm.
But he's just watching this whole time. He's like, and like throughout the episode, he's watching her do all the shit, or like
Hmm.
watching her eat, do like whatever. He's still
Yeah.
watching, but it's just like, and he just has a smile on his face. I'm like, dude.
Hmm.
But
No.
this episode does a whole like it's like step through memory lane of all
Yes.
like the events throughout history,
Hmm.
starting from the East Blue. We start off from Arlong Park, right, going all the way down to as recent as before, as him sending everybody out to the what's it called, to
And
the
Saboti.
to yes, yeah, for him sending everybody out during Sabaody. And it's just man, like seeing a lot of these things reanimated, like the Gum Gum Axe battle
Yeah.
axe when
I
he
was
fucks up
shook.
Arlong.
Yeah. I was like, is this Arlong Park? Like that I was not
Yeah,
expecting to see that. But you can see like again, Kuma is following Luffy's journey. Similar and they even show, I guess I think it's a scene between Ace. I forgot it was Ace and who, but Ace was showing, I guess, like everyone Luffy's bounty.
Jinbei.
Yeah. You can see even dragons like reacting to Luffy's bounty. But yeah, it was a really nicely directed episode of seeing Kuma watching Luffy's journey, also seeing Kuma's journey himself, through these the I guess this last 2 years. Um, and I thought all the little details with Bonnie was really nice. Like even before like we get into the East Blue recap, she says that she wants to find Nika, so then when she does eventually find Kuma, she can tell him that like she found him or like met up with him. And honestly, this little detail, because when we see her now, she has they call her Jewelry Bonnie because she has I guess that piercing on her face, and she says that she puts that on her face so that when Kuma sees her again, like Kuma will be able to recognize her because she thinks without the scales, like he won't recognize his own daughter,
Yeah, dude.
Um,
You can't make this any fuck. Oh my god, bro.
yeah.
It's 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 so sad because like at the end of this fucking episode, it just gets like fucking fucked up.
Hmm.
But I love the recreation to all these fucking scenes, man. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
we saw there's the Thriller Bark one, right? Where
Hmm.
we see the Zoro taking up Luffy's pain, or when this was the events after Luffy punches the Charlos,
Hmm.
and it's like all this stuff is like leading up to just like I guess what's it called Kuma's like last memories, right? Like
Yep.
he's just like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And he sits on down that chair. Is like he has a big ass smile on his face, and he's talking about, oh, it was worth it. I'll do it all over again. If this was the only
Hmm.
way to cure Bonnie's sickness, then so be it. I accept it.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. What
I
the
know
fuck,
it actually
man?
hits so hard because especially like um I again we're jumping around but like at the end when because Vegapunk ultimately has to I guess pull the lever and do it, and you could see like he's just bawling his eyes out at the end, like Vegapunk's even like damn, like this is actually like way too cruel, but Kuma's like happy with it, like again you could tell he's willing to do anything to save his daughter. But I kind of want
And
to go
it's
back a little bit because I thought the best part of this episode was that Saboti sequence, the flashback. Because obviously you can see that like his reaction to someone hitting a celestial dragon, he's like, this is like a complete taboo. Like this isn't allowed. Like like what are they
what?
doing? And he can see that like Luffy's and his crew, they're saving the fishmen, the slaves, and he's just like has flashbacks to his own life and when he was a slave. And you could see like he wishes it's almost like he wishes like he was in their shoes, like or like Luffy saved him before, and ultimately it goes to the scenes where he sends the crew away, and you can see he's having like this internal dialogue of as he's watching like Luffy break down crying like, oh, I couldn't save anyone. He's just like, you guys just are not ready, like you're not ready for the grand line yet, like you have to be stronger, as he sends them away. And he's like, so
Yeah.
I think he even says like he's sorry, but like he's doing this for them, but then meanwhile when we were watching Saboti, we're just like, bro, why is this guy doing this, like for what reason could
Yeah.
this guy be doing this to
For
the
why?
to yeah, to the straw hats? But now we know like he was doing this so they could succeed in the future. But I
Man,
really like
and
that
I think
sequence.
I remember like like when he like talks about Luffy, I think it
Hmm.
was to Vegapunk. He was saying this too. Like as he was sitting down in the chair, he's like, "Yeah, like Luffy's like he's like Nika. Like
Hmm.
he's a man with, like he's like he fights everybody with rubber, fights for their freedom." I was like, "Yo, this this guy might just be Nika."
Yeah, he's checking off all the
Wait, hold on.
boxes, like everything fits.
He's he's a little goof, but dude, that like the sequence or like the second half of the whole fucking episode where he goes through like the memories. Oh my god, when it's like when the animation switches, right? You know how you talked about in the past where it's like you see some of the newer One Piece episodes, you can tell like the animation like studio switches or something.
Yeah.
But it's like when he goes to like, the drawing style where he's like
Hmm.
going through. Oh my god, it's the memory lane. You
Yeah.
see the ink blots and shit, like everything starts disappearing, and
Everything.
Vegapunk's face
Hmm.
at the end. Oh my
No.
god,
No.
this is
All
fucking
the little
insane.
details in this episode were amazing. What one thing, especially towards the end, was like again when we're going through all his memories, there's this little sequence, and it's like him when he's younger, like he's always reaching out to his hand and to other people, whether it's like his own parents, to Jenny, and it's always like their hands disappearing, and it ultimately ends
Yeah,
with his own hand disappearing, and I think it's like I don't know whose hand is reaching out. I think it's Bonnie's, but and it's his own hand disappearing because now he's losing his all sense of self, and I was just like, damn, bro, what a way to end it, because like again, this guy just lost everyone like his entire life, and now he's the one who's losing himself, I thought that little detail, I was like, damn, bro, what the hell? Like, did they really have to add this? Oh, it was so sad.
dude, with that shit. And all that shit with the fucking Vegapunk at the end,
Hmm.
oh my, and the fucking the big ass paw disappearing,
Yeah.
dude.
the
Absolute fucking cinema, man.
No, and again, this is the very last part of this episode, bro. I actually didn't remember this, but he like the last things he says before it's all over. He's just like he asked Vegapunk. He's like, "Yo, can you tell Bonnie something?" And he just tells us like, When you see her, can you tell her happy birthday? Or happy 10th birthday?" I was like, "Dude, why?"
Yeah.
I teared up, dude. Oh, yeah, this was absolute cinema. Like this
It will,
was it was like such a good way to kind of round about like his entire story, as well as like the end, you know, of his backstory.
yeah, it was so fucking sad, man. And I remember, like, I was saying about how, like, oh, it hit harder in the manga. I remember why it hit harder in the manga because we didn't get to this part.
Hmm.
I remember this was the part where, like, that shit
Yeah.
actually got to me, dude.
Hmm.
It's because it was just like, yeah, we get to see everything. Oh, this guy's life's fucked up. But then when we actually see, like, a memory laying down, and then, like, towards the end, where it's, and then we see, like, Kuma finally, like, losing it all. His eyes turn red, and, I
Hmm.
guess, like, now Bonnie knows everything why, right?
Yeah.
It's insane, bro. It
Hmm.
is fucking insane.
Nope. It
Mhm.
was so good. And
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, like, I think the one thing I want to add is like, no Kuma slander.
Yeah.
Now the anime watchers know we can't have any Kuma slander.
No, yeah,
He's one of the
absolutely
best
not.
boys.
No,
The
yeah.
boy. He might be the boy. Might be
100%.
one of the guys with the fucking saddest backstory, man. It's so sad.
Hmm. I guess like, should we go into ratings?
Yeah. I'll say this is another 10, dude. A 10 out of 10 chapter and a 10 out of 10 episode. You couldn't have
Very
anything better
rare
than that.
occurrence. Because I'm on the
Very
exact
rare.
same
Wait,
boat. 10 out of 10. Like,
hold on,
this
hold
was
on, hold
so
on, hold on.
good.
We got to get this. The
Yeah.
yeah,
Give it up.
yeah. There we go.
No,
Yeah, this is great.
absolute 10 out of 10. Like, dude, this was just such a good way to kind of end his backstory. And I thought it was crazy because this was literally just all kind of like recap. You know what I mean? Like, everything we've seen in this episode, besides like the very end of when Vegapunk kind of pulls the plug, we've seen all before. But dude, the way they did it, I was like so glad to watch it back again. You know what I mean? Which is like a very rare occurrence because I feel like people are like, oh, like we've already seen this, or like this is kind of like we kind of noticed stuff. It was like no, like
No,
we've seen all these scenes, all the scenes of like Arlong Park, Saboti, dude. It hit so different this episode. So again, 10 out of 10, absolute
And
cinema.
when I texted you, I'm like, dude, we don't need to take notes.
Yeah.
This is you'll see why. I'm like, because it's just a recap. It's so fucking good, man.
Hmm.
It's so it's insane, and like the way it's choreographed, the animation switches, the fucking the sequences are really good, and it's like, and it's so nice to see refreshing all these important events in the Straw Hat's life,
Yeah.
right? Just in a different lens. Like, why did everything happen? Like, oh, you see in a different POV.
Hmm.
It's cool, man. I love it. 10 out of 10 episode, 10 out of 10 chapter too. One Piece fans are eating, you know,
Hmm.
agenda piece, goaded the best show around. I don't know what else to say, man. I guess that's it. I mean, is there anything
Yeah.
else you want to add before we wrap this up?
Um, no, I guess yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned next week. We're getting another manga chapter. It's 11:55, and from the spoilers, I can already tell that's going to be a banger of a chapter. And then next week we're getting 11:37, and we're jumping right back to where we left off in Egghead, which I don't know. I don't know if people remember where we left off, but like, you know, right now it's Saturn, the Straw Hats, Bonnie, all on Egghead. So that's also going to be a crazy episode as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't wait for that. So tune in this next week, I guess, where we're gonna talk about the episode in the new chapter coming out.
Hmm.
Um, I can't. I'm very sad because from the spoilers I read, there's not gonna be. Is there gonna be a break chapter the week after? So
Hmm.
sad to see, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yep.
So I guess to wrap this up, it's been a pleasure. I'm your host Lau, and with me Austin's.
Yep.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please give a like, subscribe, and comment. If you listening to this on another platform, please follow us on there. Follow us on our YouTube channel. We would really grateful, and leave us some comments if you have any. But yeah, I guess till next time.
Yep.
Peace.